Taylor Swift's 10th album, Midnights, was just released 3 days ago. Here it is. And it came in 4 different colored vinyl versions. This is the Moonstone Blue Marbled vinyl disc, which I will open up shortly. But this is a great album. I've heard it all the way through already, these songs, and then 3 hours after the midnight release Eastern Time a few days ago, 3 a.m., she released 7 more songs for the 3 a.m. edition. So that's all available online, and heard all those songs too. Good stuff from Taylor Swift. I've come late to Taylor Swift, I guess. She was very young when she debuted, and had a lot of country pop, country rock pop type songs. Didn't really pay much attention to her until the song Love Story, which had Romeo and Juliet references. And then she had a string of kind of fun, sassy singles in the mid-20-teens-ish, like We Are Never, Ever, Ever Getting Back Together, etc. But it wasn't until the shutdown year of 2020 when she released 2 albums called Evermore, and just when I put the Wikipedia away, I forget the other title. But what was those albums? Lover, Folklore first, and then Evermore. Anyway, especially Folklore, the first one, came out in summer of 2020, not long after Fiona Apple's Fetch the Bolt Cutters. And both of them had a very intimate, kind of almost home-recorded sound to them that I liked a lot. I've always liked Taylor's voice, soft and high, mostly, and her songwriting, too. Very detailed and interesting. And then, so those 2 albums came out in 2020. Now Midnights here just came out, and the concept album. Taylor says their songs are inspired by sleepless nights, the kind of thoughts that keep you awake, or you wake up and start thinking and can't get back to sleep, which I can relate to. I suffer from insomnia often. Wake up super early, well before the sun comes up, most days. And so these songs are great. I also like the fact that it's a concept album. Here is what I think is the first concept album, Frank Sinatra's In the Wee Small Hours. Remarkably similar, I think, the title, theme, and everything to Taylor's. Frank didn't write his own songs, of course, but this album has a lot of the classics of the American Songbook and was originally released in 1955. Him and Nelson Riddle, the arranger, were credited for having the first idea of a concept album. Before that, albums had been basically collections of singles, not much thought into a theme that wove the songs together. But for Frank, it was heartbreak, and these are some of the best ones. So fast forward, 70-ish years, and we get Taylor Swift's Midnights. So I started really being interested in Taylor Swift when she released her album 1989, and that was almost 10 years ago, I think. But that was a shift from the country pop type sound that I associated her with to a more, to a synth pop type sound, which is more my interest, being from the 80s myself. 1989 was the year Taylor was born. But those songs, the sound of those songs were inspired largely from the era, the new wave and synth pop era. So here we go. Taylor in Gold, 70s looking room here. Here she is at the organ. I'm looking at this for the very first time. What keeps you up at night? Oh, there's a lot of words here. Okay, I'm going to have to read this another time. Long explanation from Taylor. Lana Del Rey collaboration here, Snow on the Beach. Highlight of the album for me. But they're all really good songs and a lot of words, so I'll be studying those. And then here we go with more 70s inspired aesthetics. Here's the marbled blue vinyl of Midnights. I'm going to put this on the turntable, see how it sounds. Generally, I like the CD sounds better than vinyl, but who knows? Seems like the perfect album to put on in the dark. And so this is my first and only Taylor Swift artifact that I own. I think she's definitely getting way better as she gets older, and she has a 10-minute version of her song All Too Well, which also I found really interesting when she released it last year as one of her Taylor's version albums. That I like that too. She's re-recorded, or in the process of re-recording, a lot of her early works as a giant fuck you to a former manager, I think, who has the rights to all those. So she's recording her own versions, plus a lot of bonus tracks and whatnot. But All Too Well really impressed me. She performed it on Saturday Night Live, and it reminds me of a Bob Dylan song, like Lily, Rosemary, and the Queen of Hearts. Very long, very detailed, and good groove. Okay, so there you go, short and sweet. There's Taylor Swift with Midnights. Check it out. I'm Dr. Neptune, and I will be back soon.